Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are watching or listening to this podcast. This podcast is going to be a little bit different than every other one I've done. Number one, it's different because this podcast is a masterclass. You heard that right. It is a masterclass. First of all, I want to say thank you for tuning in and watching all this while. It has been amazing walking with you through this journey of purpose. If this is your first time, make sure you like, subscribe. Also, make sure that you go back and watch all the rest of the podcasts. We have over 30 episodes that's already been released. So go back and watch, not just this one, all right? Now, let's get back to the topic of the day. Today, I want to talk about how to publish your first book. Now, you're probably watching this video because you're interested in publishing either your first, second, or third, or you're just interested in the process, or maybe you're just bored and you're driving and you wanted to listen to a podcast. We listen and we don't judge, all right? Here's the key. I have been privileged to publish over 15 books. I've published articles, different things of that nature, and my books have done pretty well. I've been able to get my books on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Apple Books. I even have Audible's books available. I also have books. My books have sold all the way from America to Nigeria to Germany, even made it to Walmart. And people who see me all the time ask the question, how do you do it? Do you do it with AI? All kind of silly questions like that. How do you get so many books published all at once? Or all that's this. How do you even have the time with everything else you got going on? And some people on the other end say, I don't even know where to start. I have a passion to write. I have a passion to do this, but I don't even know how to do it. The most things I get most times are, I don't really know how to write. I don't know how to do those things. I don't know what the publishing process looks like. I don't really have a story to tell. And so if you fall into any of those categories or any category that I did not name, this podcast is for you. So tune in, buckle up. This podcast, I actually did a masterclass workshop that was paid for people to come and learn about authorship and writing. So I want to give you a free nugget from the class. The class is divided into 4 sessions. Today, I'm going to go over session 1, just for free for you to listen, to learn, to glean, so we can be able to get you to publish your books. All right, you ready? Listen, first part is crafting a compelling narrative. You see, the first step to creating a compelling narrative is discovering purpose. Many people struggle with the idea behind how to create a compelling narrative. It's not just, should I write a book? Is my book going to sell? Is my book interesting with people? And so I want to give you a free definition of narrative. A narrative is a spoken or written account of connected events. A spoken or written account of connected event. When I speak of purpose, although discovering your personal purpose for your life is very beneficial, there are best-selling authors who are yet to discover their life's purpose. When I'm talking about purpose, I'm not talking about your life's purpose. I'm talking about what is that purpose of the book that you're intended to write. In other words, what is the why of your narrative? Why should this narrative be told? Many times people don't know what to write or who to write to because they don't really know the why of it. What is the why behind your book? There has to be a why that's defined. You may not know what to write, but you may know why you should write. You see, everyone has a story. The reality of it is we tell our story every day. We tell our story through our behavior, our character, our clothing, and our style. Every day, people share their story. In other words, they share a piece of who they are. The problem is they do it without purpose. We put on clothes for a reason. Some of us, we like to match our clothes. We like to match the shoes with the shirt. We like to match the watch with the chain. And we tell a story with the way we speak. We speak with power and authority. And sometimes we speak a little bit low and we want to be, sometimes attracting others. Sometimes we want to reel people in. And sometimes we can be so flamboyant with the way that we tell a story every single time. Every time we open our mouth, we tell a story. The issue is not that you are incapable of telling stories. The issue is twofold. Number one, you don't know that you are already a storyteller. And two, many times we tell stories without purpose. Everything you do tells a story. If I were you, I'll pause this and write that down. Everything you do tells a story. I want to demystify and debunk this myth that you have nothing to write about because you're already telling a story. You're just not writing it. When you put your clothes on, that is you telling a story. When you post on social media, you are telling a story. When you post a picture, you are telling a story. Everything about your life is a story. The problem is you don't recognize that it is. Sometimes we think we do things of happenstance, but everything you do is to convey a message to others. Everything you do is to convey whether you say, well, I don't really care what people think about me, everything you do is to convey. Even if the message is you don't care what people think about you, that is still conveying a message. I want to teach you how to take a message from everything and turn that message into a book form. So stay with me here. Y'all ready? Stay with me. Stay with me. One of the biggest hindrances to crafting your narrative is you wanting to be your audience. You see, when you make yourself your only audience, you stop writing because you conclude that you are not interesting enough because you already know yourself. Many people who attend my aspiring authors workshop or people who I talk to and mentor or direct day by day, many times they feel stuck when it comes to writing their first book because they're like, well, nobody's going to want to hear my story. Nobody cares about my story. I don't think I have anything. What am I going to write about? I don't know what to write about because they believe in their mind that their audience is them. And when your audience is you in your mind, when you are the only person you believe you're writing to, then you get stuck in this limbo phase of, I don't know what to write because I already know everything about me. Or I don't know what to write because I don't think I'm interesting enough. When you make you your only audience, you stop writing because you conclude that you are not interested enough because you already know yourself. You see, many people are struggling to write because they only have an audience of one. As long as you are your only audience, your inspiration only comes from a need or a testimony. I want to say that again. As long as you are your only audience, your inspiration only comes from a need or a testimony. I want to tell you something. You don't share your story for you, you share your story for others. Why is that important? Because you already know the narrative, but many don't. Never give yourself the right to judge the relevance of your story. Anything is relevant to the right audience. In other words, there is something for someone. Everything you do can be taught. I want you to write that down. Everything I do can be taught. There is an audience for everything you do. And that's one of the biggest myths that many people, many authors, aspiring authors get stuck in. And like, I don't know what to write because sometimes they thinking of themselves being the audience. And so you're thinking of this extravagant thing, something that's so extraordinary, something that's out of the blue, something that's out of this world. And so we're like, I just don't know what to write. I feel stuck. Oh my God, what am I going to write about? Everything you do can be taught. Everything. There's books on how to shower, how to clean, how to be a good husband, how to be a good friend, how to be a good brother, how to be a good sister, how to be a good son or daughter. Everything you're good at can be taught. Number one thing to discover what to write, you must discover your strength. Every strength in your life can be taught because every strength in your life is somebody's weakness. Every strength in your life is somebody's weakness. You can teach somebody how to how to drive a car. You can teach them everything that you do can be taught because you already tell stories anyway. The problem is you've been doing it without purpose. Now, let's get to the practical. Before drafting a narrative, you must first ask yourself two questions. Who am I writing to? Number one. And number two, what happens if they never hear my story? I always tell my listeners, if you went back 10 years ago, who did you need? And I want to ask you, 10 years ago from this time, who did you need? Or rather, what did you need? What do you know now that you wish you knew 10 years ago? Break that down into different components. What do you know now financially that you wish you knew 10 years ago? What do you know now relationally that you wish you knew 10 years ago? What do you know now physically that you wish you knew 10 years ago? What do you know now spiritually that you wish you knew 10 years ago? What do you know now emotionally that you wish you knew 10 years ago? That thing is a book. That thing is a workshop. That thing is a masterclass because there is someone now in today's day and time that can use that information, that data to accelerate their life to not waste another 10 years. Is that making sense to you? You have a story to tell. So, two things. Number one, who are you writing to? And number two, what happens if they never hear your story? Now, here are the practical steps to drafting a narrative. Number one, you want to pick the right story. Identify and list out the major successes and failures in your life. That's number one. Identify what are the major successes you've had? What are the major failures you've also had in your life? Look back over your life. If you have a brag sheet, you can look at your brag sheet. In the past 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years of your life, what are the major successes? And what are the major failures? Every success is a book. Every failure is a book. Every success is a book. Every failure is a book. You can teach how to attain that success, and you can teach how to avoid that failure. And when you have done that, I want you to also identify what are your skill sets? What is your experience? Maybe it's a job experience. Maybe it's a life experience. What are your experience? Every skill set is a book. You can teach the skill. You can write about the skill. And please, let's demystify this thought that you need to have a dictionary type book. There are 8 pages ebook that have been bestsellers. I'm trying to get you to understand that everything is a book. I want to unravel your mind into the mysteries and discoveries that there is so much more on the inside of you that you have been giving yourself credit for. Every skill set is a book. Every experience is a book. And the last thing I want to tell you today is you must learn to become who you needed. Who did you need 5 years ago? Who did you need 10 years ago? Who did you need 20 years ago? Who did you need 30 years ago? Whoever you needed in that point, you can write to, and that can be your target audience. I want to end this podcast by letting you know that you don't struggle with telling a story. You've always been a storyteller. My goal is to help you turn your story into that book so you too can share your story with the world. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek of my masterclass. Listen, if you want to take the full class, contact me on there. I have a whole class that I teach for people who are aspiring authors. It is a 2-3 hour session, and it's practical, and it teaches you from how to write a book all the way to when to write, when to stop. I'll tell you the curriculum. This is the curriculum we have. We have a compelling story, which is the curriculum number one, portion number one. Portion number two is knowing when to start and when to stop writing. And portion number three is navigating the publishing process. And the fourth one is marketing your book. I teach this class, and I would love to teach you, to help you. So please check out my website. You can go to purposeu.online. That is purposeu.online. Or you can simply go to joshuapar.com. I hope you're having a wonderful time. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.